so sorry you missed my yawn to start. My dramatic daylight saving yawn. Because what time is it? What day
I
is
don't
it?
know.
It is dark so early. I saw today about like from now until March, the
Stop.
sunset will
Yeah.
not be after 4:30
Yeah.
from now
Yeah.
until March.
Yeah.
That,
I'm trying to embrace it this year. Cozy season, hunker down,
I mean, I like
watch.
it. It's just dark so
Yeah.
early.
Yes, I know. I know.
4:30?
I
What?
know.
The sun setting? Anyways, the sun doesn't belong behind the well, anyways. Welcome everyone to episode 16 in the dark of Millennial Mom Thoughts.
What's up? What's up? What's up? In the dark and recording a podcast at basically the time that I typically am
Yep,
in bed, if not already asleep. Um,
yep.
on
Yeah. I'm
this,
not in bed, but I'm wanting to
yeah,
be at
yeah.
this time. Right now I definitely want to be in bed for not just daylight saving savings. I always forget. Daylight saving.
I think, oh, is it? I feel like I
I think
always
it's
put an S on it,
saving.
but we've talked about how I put an S on
You
the end of
you
a lot of
add
things that aren't
you add S's. I think
plurals.
officially, isn't it daylight saving time?
Is it? It should be. I don't know why it would be plural, but I
Yeah.
feel like I almost think of it as a possessive, which it's definitely not either. Like the daylight is
Well, I don't feel like I'm
uh,
saving anything, people. I'm just crabby. Um,
coming in hot.
it's just the exhaustion too.
Yes.
That's all it
Well,
is.
we have a
Right.
lot to talk about as far as
Yeah.
catching up on Halloween weekend,
Man,
Halloween, Oscar's
so many
birthday.
things. Well, let's first talk about that. No.
That's it.
Hap-
It
oh,
was
yeah. There you go.
Oscar's estimated birthday, and I talked all week about how I'd go out and get him a new toy, and Jordan, I never did. But
Yikes. Do
he's
you need to
pretty.
go? Do you want me to take over and so you can run out to the store and get Oscars?
Absolutely not. That is the
No,
last
I'm
thing I want to do right
terrible.
now.
Don't go outside. It's dark. It's dark and it's cold. Yeah. Yeah, it was very busy. The brief recap is we decided to have Spooklemire Haunted House.
Yes.
Talked about it for a while. Brian had started collecting the cardboard for about a month, and then it was like, oh, we've talked about this. We need to actually do this. Brian laid the cardboard out on the garage floor, like covered the whole garage floor with it, which was perfect.
Yeah, so
And
smart.
and then it was the built, the construction of the actual spook house, which had not started. My dad, oh man, I don't think my dad's listened all the way up. I don't know that he knows exactly what he's listened to. He has listened to some, but I think he's listened with my mom. So I don't think he'll get to this one for a little while. But
Well,
man,
shout out
shout out
anyway.
to my dad,
Yes.
John. Um, Driving over here from Carmel or Indianapolis, Carmel on Thursday for the party on Saturday, and nothing was built when he drove over here. And he built that tunnel. Did you ever go through the tunnel?
I got briefly in the tunnel to see if Violet wanted to crawl through, but
Oh, that's
instead
right.
she found the Halloween
Yes.
Christmas lights and
Yes.
I
Yes.
we got her out of there.
Well, it was a sharp turn. A tight, sharp
Ooh,
turn on, it
okay.
was a U-shaped
Yeah.
tunnel. And the base of the U has a short box, and it was not for those who are fearing small spaces because it was a tight, small turn. So he built that, and then we hung the black tarps on
hmm
this plastic tarp on the whole garage wall, covered the walls. It was super
It
cool.
was
It
amazing.
was so
Like I knew
cool to
it was gonna be
see.
cool, but I don't know. It was really
Yeah.
like it took you to a different I don't know, like I felt like I was at some I don't know how to describe it other than it was just cool. And
It
then
was,
there I was. I found myself just sitting on the cardboard
I
floor, just play.
know.
I was like the perfect little hang space.
It was I if only the garage was temperature controlled
Sure.
and like
I honestly didn't even.
properly sealed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking for like the dead of winter. It's like
Yeah.
I would keep that as it
Yeah.
is. The cardboard made it surprisingly like squishy cup like
Uh-huh.
it's still hard underneath obviously,
Yeah.
but it
But
really
it's not
softened it
concrete. Yeah.
and that was helpful. The ball pit decision was
Yes.
one that like the
Genius.
day my dad was driving over, I think it was like day I was like, we should have a ball pit.
Yeah, we should.
And so I have just one bag
Ooh.
of those balls for ball
Yeah.
pits. But my dad, of course, has several that he's
Mm.
acquired because we have a ball pit at my parents' house that
Okay.
came in Lily planned. So we brought all those ball pit balls and we filled that thing up and it was perfect.
It was.
It was really that was like the perfect balance of go crawl crazy through the tunnels
Uh-huh.
and then come jump in the ball pit.
Yes. Yep.
So totally fun. We counted just tonight how many kids came through.
Yeah. Oh my
17.
gosh.
17 kids. So that was so fun. I was really
Yeah.
glad that some of his classmates came,
Mm-hmm.
since I invited all of his kindergarten class and then several friends. Um, it was a blast. So
Good.
totally a good time. Yeah, but your crew, you were like, what,
Half
three,
of the
four, five,
yeah.
five of the
Going
17.
and I texted
So
you this yesterday, but that all day we were trying to coordinate our plans and saying, when are you guys going spiegelmiring or
I
spookelmiring?
I loved
Are you
that.
guys gonna spookelmire tonight? Like it became a verb. So it is a thing.
Yeah,
And my question for you is, will this be a one-time endeavor or I
you know,
mean,
I
Halloween is on a weekend again next year.
I know it's on a Saturday, so
Yeah.
we literally talked about it today. I think we will. I won't make it official,
I
but
think you
I
got
think we will do it. I think we'll
yeah.
do it again. Lily will be a year
Yeah.
older.
So will Violet.
Like, yeah, she'll be able to kind of
I guess
toddle
so
through
so will
there.
everyone,
So
but
we'll,
no, I know
but
what you mean.
just thinking age-wise for
Yes,
ki like it'll
yes. For
still be
them
good for
it'll
Camden.
mm-hmm.
He'll be in first grade.
Mm-hmm.
Lily will likely be in pre-K.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
I
even my fifth grade niece was loving it.
I
She
know
got a
that was they
record-setting
did
time in
hide
the
and
tunnel.
seek.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really was
multiple
all
ages
ages.
attended and
Mm-hmm.
had fun.
It was
There
awesome.
there were some right before you got there, one of Camden's buddies, he definitely put one of the boxes to the test of like the
Oh,
sturdiness. All of a sudden it was like the box is jumping
oh
up and
no.
down.
Oh no.
They got wild and rowdy in there, but they had
Hey.
a ton of fun.
Yes.
So, and 3 hours ended up being, I was stressing about
Hmm.
how much time I had,
Yeah.
I thought, uh-oh, I should have done either, 4 to 6 or
Mm.
3 to 5. But 3 to 6 ended up being actually pretty great.
Good.
And it allowed, I think, for more, because we had a couple like that came right at the end
Yeah.
and they were able to come because it was later. So
Good. Good. Yeah. I mean, it worked out for me too, because I took one of my nieces on her Barnes and Noble's birthday date.
I
Uh,
heard.
her birthday that was in July. So
That's cute.
finally got around to that though. So yeah, the timing worked out well for us to go spookelmiring.
Yes, loved it. It was a total blast,
It was
worth
awesome.
every literal back breaking crawling through the tunnel. My dad's gonna be so sore. Oh
Oh
my gosh.
gosh.
My dad, he's like a workhorse. He just does not stop. But he loved it too. I could tell he was
Good.
totally loving it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
fun was had by all.
Yeah. And did you do trick-or-treating Friday night?
We did. We normally travel to a different
Mm,
neighborhood, but Lily, with her double ear infection
right.
going on right now, is in a car seat refusal, like
Mm,
contorts her body. It's
mm,
actually really sad to watch, but
yeah.
really difficult when you're in the throes of it. So she did
Yes.
not want to get in the car. So we just put her in the wagon. We
Hmm.
walked our neighborhood, which we hadn't done. It's like
Really?
this was actually it was really great.
Yeah. Where do
So
you normally go? You hit up all the
uh
rich houses?
We go
Get the full.
across, well, the band
Oh,
neighborhood, basically, because
yeah.
that's where they all
Basically,
are.
sure,
And
sure.
we have taken our basically, family yearly Halloween picture at one particular house, but they were
Mm-hmm.
out of town this year anyway. So um, it ended up being really great to walk
Good.
our neighborhood, and
Yeah.
there were some really great light displays,
Oh,
and Camden literally filled his bucket and then had
good.
to dump it in the wagon
Uh-huh.
to then go to more houses. And we didn't, I mean, we did one, we just did the loop from our
Yeah,
street around. So
that's wonderful.
it was great. It was a good night. Temperature was like chilly, but not
Hmm.
unbearable. So we
Hmm.
could be
That
out
was
and
nice.
had a great Halloween night. Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
Making
Good.
memories. Making
Yeah.
memories.
Yep. We
Spook.
we kept it pretty low key as far as the memories that we made. We
Yeah.
did,
Well, but you
and
wore the
well, we
costume
did. We
and
wore our costumes, and then we were going to put out the projector with like Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin,
oh,
which has always been my
yeah.
dream. But it was windy, at least
Yes.
around our house, since we're right in the country. So it's
Yeah.
very windy. Couldn't get the Wi-Fi connection. Had tried to put like a file on a USB, but then that wasn't connecting. And I was like, it's not worth it. Like this isn't
Technology.
even for Violet this year. Like in the
Yeah.
future, I think that would be a really cool thing is maybe do a
Yeah.
little bonfire, have a movie, and when the kids are out and about, you can
Yes.
stop by or come back later and
I
watch a
love
movie,
that.
make a s'more. So that's my someday in the future dream. But this year we just tried to hold back the dog and greet kids at the door, and then she went up to bed. She was super tired actually, about like 6:30, I want to say. I was kind of like, well, I think I'll go ahead and take her up.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what the official trick-or-treating time was in our neighborhood, but
Mm.
we turned out the light about 7:30 and we went to bed
Acceptable.
and
Yeah.
finished our we dressed up as Over the Garden Wall. We finished watching the series over the last couple of nights. That was nice. And I had the reflection though of like, how do real grown-ups do things on Friday nights? Like other, like I feel like you get like a reserve of energy for your kids, like doing things with your
Yeah.
kids. But like how
Like
did
get
we
a
used to,
babysitter and go out
yeah,
after
or
they go to
even
bed.
yeah, or even without kids. Like we used, you'd work a day and then go like do things.
I don't know.
How? How?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I don't know. So that was my reflection was like yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just so
life
old. That's
after
the that's the takeaway.
bedtime.
Uh-huh.
What is life after kid bedtime? Is
Hmm.
that a thing? Right now it's not. I
Yeah.
think it's just too much. It's a very active phase.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a
You
very
just
hands-on
need
all day
uh-huh.
phase, and by the end of said day,
Hmm.
I don't have energy to give for anything
Right.
else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I should also add, I almost forgot the perhaps highlight of our Halloweening was going to Violet's daycare Halloween party. Because I
oh,
had asked that morning when I dropped her off, I was like, "Do the parents really come to, like, should the parents come to the baby's party?" I know, like when they're a little
the
older, they're
baby's
in their
party.
costumes and everything, but like in these rooms, do the parents come? And the teacher's like, "Oh, you certainly can, but you don't have to. But I think they have like a game or something prepared, blah, blah, blah." Like,
Okay.
okay, we'll see. And then it started at 3 o'clock, and I was leaving campus almost at 2:30, which was already cutting it a little too close. And then I remembered I had a gift I needed to drop off for one of my nieces in normal. So anyway, I got there about 10 minutes late, but I got there just in time for the Halloween craft. And they
Oh,
did just, paint in a plastic bag
right.
on a little traced
Well,
pumpkin, and Violet went to town on that thing and she would not give it up.
she wasn't done
She
with
was
her
she
art.
was not done. It needed to go back in her mouth and crinkled all around. And I was watching her obviously and paying attention, but didn't realize that like the paint had saturated it so much that it ripped up all these holes in the paper. So then when they went to hang it up, we decided to call it Violet's jack-o'-lantern. Because all the other ones are
Oh,
just, here's some little orange splotches, and then hers is just
it's intense.
it's intense.
She does
It's
things
got
big.
eyes. She does, yeah.
Yeah.
She's she's an artist, so that was fun. It was like, just walking in the room and her eyes light up to see me. And
That's
oh,
sweet.
yeah. Yeah.
Class parties are
Hmm.
I'm
Did
now
you go to
going down.
the,
Yeah.
yeah.
I volunteered to go to Camden's kindergarten class party.
Hmm.
And Lily obviously came too, and she just bounces around the room with at the different, stations, and she was in people's laps. She's writing on the dry erase
Oh,
board
good.
with one of the
Oh,
teachers, and she just kind of does her own thing, which is fun.
yeah.
She didn't melt down until the very end when we had to leave.
Mm,
So during all of the
yeah.
fun, she's fine. The leaving, she's not so fine.
I feel that. I
So,
feel that.
but it was
Yeah.
so fun. The kindergarten is such a sweet
Oh
age.
my gosh.
They just say
Yes.
such hilarious stuff.
Yes.
So,
Well, speaking of, actually, this
yeah.
was, I was wondering, the beginning of the year video that they made and they interviewed Camden
Yeah.
about kindergarten, and wasn't
Yeah.
his lament that they hadn't taught him how to read yet? Have
Yes.
they taught Camden how to read?
He's actively working
They're
on it.
working on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I can't wait for him to read a book to me. That
Yes.
will just be so cool. And
Very cool.
he's getting close.
Hmm.
I think he's a little nervous
Yeah.
to read on his own. I think that actually makes him a little bit nervous, or he doesn't have the confidence yet.
Hmm.
But
Understandable.
he definitely knows his letters, identifying the
Yes.
letters and writing the letters. I keep getting more and more impressed with like what he's writing in
Mm.
class. It's like, wow, he's writing actual words, you know. So I know they practice that, but
Yeah.
it'll be cool when he can put all of that together and
Yeah.
read.
And wild that we're coming up on halfway through the year. I know it's still a
I
little ways away, but
know.
also like
Yeah, once
it's
November
November.
hits,
What's getting down to
yeah,
it? And that's
it's
just very
wild.
exciting. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, and that's our topic for today on early literacy, on raising readers and how
Yes.
to fill our homes with reading and books and why this matters always, but especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
But I wanted to rewind first and talk about our own earliest memories of reading, what we remember reading, when we read, where we read, who we read with, anything like that. I don't know if you want me to kick it off because I
Sure.
have a
Yeah.
several vivid memories, but one of my earliest memories is me with my favorite book, Happy Babies. And I'm like trailing after my mom with the book in my hand, going, Hebe beebies, Hebe beebies, trying to get her to read Happy Babies to me. And this is a book that I still have on Violet's shelves now because
Aw.
it is a classic. I could recite it right now if you wanted me to, but I won't. But it's very sweet, just about happy little
I'm
babies
excited that
living
you
their
could.
happy baby life until the day is done. Go to sleep now, everyone. It's very cute. So that, always read with my parents. And then another book that I read specifically with my dad. Don't know if this is the actual title, Timmy and Penny's Special Day or something like it's Timmy and Penny of Little People. Little
Okay.
people, one by one. Does that ring any bells? Oh
No.
my gosh, you are missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I'll Google it.
just wait till you get to the Christmas special. It's fantastic. So it was like a show, but they also had books, these kids.
Okay.
I think is it Little Tikes brand? Is it
Well, Little
like
People
Little
itself, that's
People?
Fisher
Yeah. Oh, it's
Price.
Fisher. That's what I meant. Fisher Price. Yeah. So it
Okay.
is like book series based on the Fisher Price
Okay. No, I don't have
people.
those. Yeah.
But there's this book, and the kids are Timmy and Penny. And quick plot, summary here. They wake up and their parents tell them that it's a very special day, but first they have to do some chores around the house. So then they do their chores around the house, and then they get in the car, and the parents take them to the carnival, and they play all the carnival games and have a very special day. But my dad would read this book to me, like, I don't know if every night, but very, very frequently, except he would change it up on either the parents would be like really angry and sarcastic, and the kids would be so sweet. Oh, of course, Father, I can't wait. Oh, great, get in the car. That way. Or reversed, where like the parents would, be so sweet on our big special day. And then the kids are just snots.
Oh
It was
no.
It's very core memories, hilarity, but also just having fun around books
Yeah.
and that, books have the same words on the page every time, but they can be a place of play and imagination.
Yeah.
Also the carnies, like the people at the carnival too. Hit the can, hit the can. Either they'd be really menacing or
Oh
anyway,
no.
it was
I'll have to look into this.
yes, absolutely. It's a great book. But then my third book that I listed, I definitely don't know the title of this, but actually you were talking about, Camden, the first time he'll read a book on his own
Uh-huh.
and how he might be a little nervous about this. I remember being in first grade doing stations. We'd go around the room with all sorts of different literacy activities, and one was just independent reading. And I picked up this book about a dog who was learning how to sit at the table and eat and how to, I don't remember what else, but he was learning how to be a humming dog. And I read this whole book, and then I remember my teacher coming by and asking me what I had been reading to tell her about it. And I told her it's about a humming dog. He wants to become a humming dog, like a really fancy person. And so I had just misread the word human.
Uh-huh.
This is about a dog training to be a human. I didn't know that that's what Human spelled, so I just thought it was a
Oh,
hummin dog, and that a hummin is, like a fancy, sophisticated.
of course.
Yeah.
I like your
So I'll
version
never
better.
forget the hummin dog. Yeah.
That's cute.
So I'll stop myself there because obviously I live a life of books. I have a lot of memories, but those are some of my earliest, most
Yeah.
of which with my parents or then at school and getting some of that gradual independence perhaps. But
Yeah.
what were some of your early memories?
I was read to all the time, and I have early memories of going to the library, the Carmel Public Library. Um, that version of the building is no longer there because the building is there, but it's not the library. They built a giant new library. Um, but the old building exists as like a career and technical education or something. Anyways, it's across from Carmel High School. Went to the library as a little kid, and then I remember my bookshelf in my room that was filled with books, and many of them were like my mom's books that she had as a
Mm.
kid. And then like the Winnie the Pooh books were on there. I definitely remember looking at those. Um, One of my favorite books, which I bought for Camden and Lily, I think within the past year, Bunnies and Their Hobbies. I
Oh,
loved that book by Nancy Carlson.
okay.
Um, which I'm blanking on. I know I'm gonna kick myself when I look at her the kindergarten, like Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come. She
Never
did
heard of
that one
it.
too. Yeah, Nancy Carlson. I think maybe is like a 90s, I don't know, book author, or at least had books when I was a,
Yeah.
kid in the 90s. But yeah,
90 or bunnies and their hobbies.
bunnies and their hobbies. It's so sweet. It's very simple. But I have vivid memories of like the
Hmm.
pictures,
Hmm.
especially the stamp page.
Mm.
Bunnies collecting stamps. So they have all these different hobbies that bunnies do.
Oh, I love that.
So I love that book. A little bit later, I had another book that I have vivid memories of. Also bought a copy for them. Little Bear Lost.
Hmm.
It's this very sweet book about a stuffed animal bear that goes missing
So
at a
scary.
game of hide and seek.
Gotcha.
So, and the mischief that this little bear gets into.
Oh.
Very sweet book. But yeah, I remember the first book that I read all by myself in first grade, Babar's Little Circus Star.
Ooh.
Still have the exact copy
Oh my
in
gosh.
my little first grade handwriting where I put my name in the
Oh.
book.
Yeah.
It's upstairs right now. Camden has looked at it. I think it would be actually very cool if that was also the first book he
Yeah.
read. Like, anyways, but he can read whatever he wants first. It'll probably be a dinosaur book, to be
Yeah.
honest. Um, some kind of animal fact book. But Yeah, loved reading. There was so much
Hmm.
reading. Um, I wish I wish that I would have continued to love reading in like middle school, high school. I
Hmm.
That wasn't something
Hmm.
that I loved to do on my own. But now, as an adult, I recognize the value of reading, and so
Hmm.
yeah, we Brian and I read to Camden and Lily every day. So
Hmm.
hopefully hopefully to instill a love of reading and learning,
Yeah.
and adventure and
Hmm.
all of the things that reading can do. So
Absolutely. And that's so interesting that you say that about, junior high, high school, that relationship to reading kind of changing. Because I hear that
yeah,
so often. I often do a literacy narrative assignment with students where that they're writing about this exact conversation we're having of, talk about your earliest memories of reading and your journey as a reader. And more often than not, it's that I loved reading as a kid. Here are these very
hmm,
vivid memories I have. I read with my family, or I had this teacher that, did these fun voices or whatever that
yeah,
might be. And then I kind of just stopped reading. It became hard. It became boring. Whatever the reason. And there's like the classic idea that in grade school, around second or third grade, you go from learning to read to reading to learn, right? So going from the
yeah.
skill of like learning how to read into now we're using reading as a means of learning about something else.
Reading
Reading text,
textbooks.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that kind of more compulsory reading becomes then a chore.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
understandably, and there's certainly a lot of systemic things we can look at, but there's also a lot of barriers for to reading as well. I think we're both lucky in that we were raised in homes that
total.
we were
Yeah,
read to
yeah,
daily, and I certainly don't take that for granted. That I also have the ability to do that for my kid too, because that is the like largest predictor of early literacy is just exposure to
yeah,
language.
yeah,
Even beyond books, just hearing words, not mediated through a screen.
yeah,
It is not the same to like listen to an audiobook with your child as it is to read that same book aloud, even if it is like Harry Potter or whatever,
yeah.
right?
No,
But
it's
having that
relational.
relational
Yeah,
interactions makes all the difference. And all this kind of came to mind for me lately, in addition to it being things I find myself thinking about all the time. But there was this really great essay on a Substack that I will link in the show notes. But they were talking about, just these general principles of early literacy. And I just lost my train of thought here. But these general principles and why they matter, perhaps now more than ever.
yeah.
And this is the first time I've heard this term of post literacy, or like, are we a post literate society? That
Oh,
because we, generally don't spend as much time like deeply engaging with written word, or they also use the term vibe literacy as
hmm.
we read for a vibe, we read for a feeling, not so much for meaning or for close analysis. So
Okay.
that was really interesting to me. And yeah, it just got me thinking about, the kinds of reading that I ask students to do as an educator, but also thinking, even earlier about the kinds of reading that I currently do with my baby and also want to do throughout her life, and what I hope her journey as a reader will be. Um, but one thing that they included in that piece that I did want to share here were 6 strategies to foster a love of literacy or a love of reading. So I'm just going to read these, and then if we want to talk about these, or if there's any that really resonate, or things we're already doing, or things that we want to implement. Number one was, if you want to raise a reader, talk with your child. Kind of already mentioned that one.
Hmm.
Number two, read to them daily. Early love of books is tied to higher literacy skills later on. Number three is read yourself children need, reading role models to follow. Jordan's making a
I
face.
know. I have recently thought about this before I even yeah
Mm-hmm.
saw your notes. Like I need to be reading a book in front of them. They need to see me do that.
Mm-hmm.
I read
Mm-hmm.
to them. I read their books to
Yeah.
them, but I'm not reading my books in front of them. But I mean, anyways, I'll let
Right.
you
And
finish your
no, no,
list. But
no.
time
Well,
becomes a factor, and
yes,
yeah,
time and attention.
yep,
You can't really closely, deeply read a
yep,
book while
yeah,
a 5 and 2-year-old are doing.
chaos.
Uh-huh.
Yep, chaos around. Yep, yep.
But number, whatever I'm on, four, is this number four? Take books along wherever you go, read in public, don't offer screens. I love this one.
Mhm.
Just always have a book. That's
We have tons of books in the car.
uh-huh.
I have a heavy
Uh-huh.
rotation of books that live in the car.
Mm-hmm. Number five is to create a home environment free of digital distractions. And then six was to fill your home with books.
I think I've taken that one maybe to the extreme.
I thought
I I mean, if that's the directive, I have taken it and I have
so.
run with it. I yeah, I mean, books are expensive.
hmm
So when a garage sale
Yeah.
has a a hot set of books
hmm
and there's a lot of them and usually they're like $1 or less,
Yeah,
I have gone crazy.
absolutely.
I have cleaned up. I on multiple occasions I will have someone say to me, "Oh, are you a teacher?" Because I'm getting like
Yeah.
30 books or whatever. I go, "No, I just love books. I just love reading books to my kids." But I have been asked on more than
Yeah.
one occasion, like, "Are you an elementary school teacher?"
Oh,
Because I am taking an absurd amount. And now our house is overflowing with books. But
it's a
you
good
know,
problem to have.
it is of all it's overflowing with lots of stuff, but also books.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many. And now because I've gotten so many from when Camden was little,
hmm
now it's well, are these Camden's books
Mm.
or now did they shift to Lily? Because like I took all the board books out of his
hmm
room when she was born, or most of them, because he was on to kind of some bigger books.
hmm
And so then I could put those back up in her room. But now it's okay, what books can come out of
Yeah.
Camden's room? Also, he has so many books, it's overwhelming. He can't
Yeah.
even get to all the books. I've overwhelmed him with books.
Oh.
So I need to cut back and it's do a maybe a book rotation. Like
hmm
here's a section.
You
Have
could,
I showed you the bookshelf that I have for him?
well, isn't it some sort of rotating
It's a
thingamajig?
four-tier
Yeah.
rotating bookshelf.
Yeah.
That does not hold all of them. We now also have spillover into the IKEA cube,
Mhm.
modular shelf that was supposed to be for toys. Uh, and now the toys are on the floor and the books are on the shelf. And there are so many
It's
books.
sounding to me like you should just turn the Spooklemire Haunted House into the Spooklemire Library.
I literally could.
Yeah.
I,
It could
that,
insulate it if nothing else.
I
Keep
mean,
you warm through the
I
winter.
just, I mean, a good book just warms you from the
Yeah.
inside, you know? And yeah, cheesy music inserted here. Yeah, I love that one. Fill your home with books.
hmm
Take books where you go. I think that's a great idea.
hmm
Um, and books can be like the little crinkle books, even for babies, like the little
hmm
crinkle books. It's not some kind of a hardback or,
Yeah.
multi-chapter book. It's just anything that they can flip a page and
Yes.
engage with. And I like
Yeah.
the ones that are kind of interact. Like we have this fluffy tail book,
Ooh.
and each page has a tail that sticks out, and they're like different textures
Oh,
and
I love that so
different
much.
dogs. So
Yes, we are definitely into the crinkle books over here. And
yeah, they're good. They're
it's,
good.
there's one in particular that is kind of Violet's comfort item. And so we've played out, we're dropping her off at college, and it's like, oh no, Violet, don't forget your crinkle book.
Oh no. As
Oh,
you're
that's good.
driving away.
Uh-huh. Oh, that was
Oh,
my side note, but my big debate when I left for college was, am I going to take Beebs or not? Who is like my doll, who is now also in
Oh,
Violet's room. Like she
got it.
has original Beebs as well as a new baby Beebs, which is the smaller version of my Beebs. But
Wow.
I decided to leave Beebs at home because A, Toy Story. That was like right when was it Toy Story 3 or 4 when he goes to college? I can't remember now.
Oh, I
And
don't
that
remember
like
either.
I basically I grew up with Andy. Like every
Okay.
age that he was in the movies was basically my age
Oh,
or like around there.
okay.
So I feel like those really hit. But anyway, that I decided to leave her at home because I didn't want to get her lost or dirty or
Yeah,
I mean
no.
she's already dirty and disgusting, but what does this have
Need
to do
some,
with anything that
I
she's
don't
on the
know.
bookshelf? Oh, because that
Oh,
was
she's
another
on the
thing that did
bookshelf.
come up in my more of my reading for today too was that the like I don't know if I'm being accurate in saying this is the number two predictor of early literacy, but coupled with speaking to your child and reading with your child is also modeling imaginative play, which to me kind of goes
Yeah,
hand in hand with reading because that's what we're doing when we're reading off a page. But I think also showing kids too that like you can do this yourself. You can create stories.
yeah,
Because I think often we put toys in front of kids and expect them to know what to do with toys, but
yeah.
showing them that we as
It's
adults
hard
can also
though.
be goofy and can make stories and can live out these creative, imaginative games. I
I
mean,
feel
I
like
love doing that, but
I I like it and but I feel like I wasn't maybe good at it right away.
Mm,
Um, it, I think that it's been so long since I've used that type of, you know, imaginative, that part of my
hmm
brain that it almost felt like, oh, how do I do this again? So I've been more of an observer,
mm,
like this quiet observer, but then I think, oh, am I not engaging enough? And like,
hmm
I don't know. I have struggled with the play part. I mean, not, I do play and we make up silly stories and
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
I think in the beginning I thought, oh, am I good at this or am I doing this right? Or I don't know.
Mm,
But it is
yeah.
fun, especially now that Camden is old. You know, Lily's still obviously developing
hmm
speech and, putting multiple words together. We're getting there, but with Camden, like his imagination is just really fun to watch, and
Yeah.
there's lots of battles. There's lots
Uh-huh.
of he always is. I'm a little worried. He's always doing the bad guys. I'm sure this is normal for boys of this age.
Mm.
It's like, why are we identifying with all the bad guys? And so when he has these Imaginext characters, too
Mm,
many of them, but he gives me the good guys and
mm.
then he's the bad guys. I'm like, well,
Gotcha.
but the bad guys don't always have to win, Camden. We gotta You have Batman and
He's
Superman
just
for a reason. They don't all have to be the evil
he
guy, the
sees how the
Two-Face
world
guy.
works.
Ugh, I know. That's why I'm trying to be like, the good guys win, the good guys win, the good
Uh-huh.
guys win.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's pretty
promise it works
funny.
out in the end.
Hmm
So, yeah, yeah, play.
Yeah, play is fun. I think that so like as an aunt, I think I never really lost this part of myself. Like I loved jumping in and playing with the girls like right away and getting into their games. I
Yeah.
think it like I genuinely had to let go a bit of control of like the game, the story going the way that I wanted it to go, which sounds so silly to say, but it, like, I'm thinking 5 or so years ago, like just have being like, but I wanted to be, just
Aunt Helen, I
Aunt,
wanted to be this
uh-huh. Aunt
character.
Nini
Or
is,
Aunt Nene.
uh-huh, which they don't always call me Nini anymore. At first it was kind of joking. They'd be like, Helen, but then they'd go back to Nini. But now it's like they kind of just call me Helen for the most part, which is wild. Um, but anyway,
Hmm.
where where are we here? Reading, imagining. Oh, you know what? I maybe I've already mentioned this, but maybe not. It relates. The number one thing I am looking forward to for Christmas. Well, I'm looking forward to a lot of things for Christmas, but the number
Yeah.
one thing I've been looking forward to for like the last decade since I saw this on Pinterest,
Oh
is
no.
wrapping up 25 books and doing a countdown. And
Oh.
so I already have, I
Do you
mean,
have all your
my
books?
mom gave me a bunch from their house. So I think I
Okay.
have well over 25, but I also want to add in a few new books,
Yeah.
and wrap them up and number them. And we get to unwrap a
Oh.
book every night and read it together. And I want this to be like a long, long time tradition. I'm
Could
very excited.
I rewrap books that we have
Yes.
that are in my
Yes.
house that we have not
Absolutely.
remembered? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I could do this for years then.
Yeah. Well, and these are all Christmas books and these are all going to be like
Oh,
Christmas
they're all
wintry.
Christmas winter
Uh-huh.
books. Okay. Yeah, I know I have more than
Yeah.
25. Okay. Okay. There's a specific section of the shelving that is now overflowing that is just like Christmas
hmm
books.
hmm
Yeah, I always give books
hmm
at Christmas, well, really birthday and Christmas. There's always a new book.
hmm
Um, Christmas Eve is the night before Christmas. Um, or no, yeah, that and Polar Express. Because
Nice.
I have a
Yeah.
childhood memory of the my mom and dad reading Polar Express,
Aw.
and that's what prompted my sister, as I think she was 3, maybe 4, to ask my mom, "Do elves bite?" She was in a biting thing, and we were
Oh.
reading the Polar Express, and so my mom being the funny, I hope she listens. I can't wait for her to listen to this part and laugh. But my mom said, "Well, if provoked," to my sister, asking if elves bite, because
Oh
there's
my
that whole
gosh.
scene in the book with, all the elves. It's
Mm.
Christmas Eve, and they're all they've
Jordan, I've
come out.
never read the book. I've hardly seen the
You've
movie. It
never
was
read
just
the
not
Polar
in my canon.
Express?
Yeah. Uh-uh.
What? Oh, Helen,
Okay.
add it to your list.
I
That's
will.
it. That better be in your 25
Okay.
stack.
I will.
It's
I will
so beautifully
add to cart.
illustrated.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Wild that it's not. I feel like we've got just about every other,
yes.
at least
Put
all
it
the
on your
classics, but
list. We
okay.
we that has become a tradition here with
I love that.
Camden and Lily and Brian.
Yeah.
Like we read the Polar Express.
Oh,
I have a little bell. I have the little bell. Um, oh, such a good book. Yeah, you got to read that.
okay.
And it's just so pretty. The page, they're
hmm
just the illustrations. I mean, obviously the written word is
hmm
important. The story is important. But man, illustrations can make or break a book.
hmm
I don't I don't know if we want to add anything about illustrations,
Well,
but
absolutely we do, because that's you said something about like the pictures. I feel like that's half of,
yeah.
if not, what creates such strong memories, which reminds me too, I was going through a stack of books that my mom had sent me home with. And there's one that's just like, I think called Mom and Me or something like this. And it's one of those books with like actual photographs of,
Mm.
my mom takes me to baseball games. My mom, blah, 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 blah. And like seeing all of those pictures, I was like, I know these kids. Like they were part of my,
Yeah.
like they became my own internalized memories.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, and until I saw that in the book, I was like, oh yeah, that's where these people came from. But like they've been up there for
Mm.
all these years.
There are so many books that I want to like literally jump into,
hmm
like to go into the pages and walk around. Like I have just these vivid memories of certain pages of books. And really Polar Express is one of them, but um and I think he's the same, the author is the same as the illustrator. Chris Van Allsburg is Polar
hmm
Express. I think he's author and illustrator. But there's another book that he did, The Stranger. He also did Jumanji.
Yeah.
And the illustrations on Jumanji are really good. And I just had to look it back up because I forgot the title. But there's one about like fruits and vegetables falling from the sky. Oh, now it's not in the list. Anyway, I'll have to look that one back up because I can't remember the title. But it's like it's something, it's a date. It's like
Mm.
1999 someday. And like the alien, there's like an alien ship. Anyways, there's seed packets that get confused, and the aliens, fruits and vegetables get sent to Earth. And it's like these giant broccoli trees are in the
Yeah.
yard that have just fallen from the sky. And anyways,
That's so silly.
it's a beautifully illustrated book. But
Oh, I
I
love that.
remember wanting to climb in
Yeah.
the pages and like
Yes.
climb the broccoli and
Uh-huh.
all
Uh-huh.
of those things. So vivid
Yeah.
memories of the books because of the pictures.
Mm-hmm. And then, that brings me back to the question of like, so what changes as we get older? Is
Yeah,
is it just that the pictures go away? I'm sure that
they're not as
can be part of
exciting
it.
and
They're not as exciting because in one
yeah.
sense, then you create the pictures in your head
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's true.
I think
You
that's
can illustrate
you
yourself.
can illustrate it yourself. That's part of the fun, but it also is a different kind of cognitive load, in a way. But I guess what I was reflecting on, perhaps part of why I had such a positive, like I never really lost my love of reading, is that I also had friends who were readers, and that was what we
Yeah.
did together. Once it wasn't as much my parents reading to me, I was reading side by side with friends, like not out loud, but with Harry Potter, for example, we would like work our way through the books all
Okay.
together, and then we'd go play Harry, like we'd go off to Hogwarts, and that would be our game for the day. Um, so I think I was also lucky in that sense too, that I had friends that was just
Yeah.
what we did together was reading and then sharing book recommendations. I remember having like one of my best friends growing up was a couple years older than me, which like as a kid
Instantly
having a
cool.
being
Yeah,
a third grader with a fifth grade BFF is like
you're
yeah,
in. You're in.
exactly. So I remember her sharing the Click books with me, which were about these like teenage girls, and they were
Okay.
a clique. And then I forget if it was like a stepdad situation or an employee of the rich girl with the daughter who then came in and like, she's trying to fit in with the clique. But it was a whole long series of ups and downs and all sorts of mishap and mayhem. But I think my favorite for at least for a while, I really just had a thing for like tragedy. And I think that
Oh,
that's a thing that
okay.
like people that is in a lot of young adult literature. It's like everyone's got
Well,
leukemia, children
yeah.
are being abandoned. Younger, I loved the boxcar children. Like that
I
was the
literally
dream,
just typed
right?
that into Google to
Yes.
make sure that that was the
Yes.
set I was
Oh
remembering,
yeah.
and the picture
Yeah.
just brought it
Yeah,
back up
take
for
away
me.
the parents, give me the
Boxcar
kids out in
Children.
the woods, the hatchet, that kid that gets again lost in the woods.
Yeah.
It was I
Yeah,
don't know.
I liked those.
Hmm.
I did you do Babysitters Club books? Was
I
that a
did
thing for you?
Babysitter's Little Sisters. For whatever reason, I never
Okay.
got into the Babysitter's Club, but now my nieces are like all into that right now, and they love the graphic
Yeah.
novel versions
Okay.
of
Well,
these
I have
little,
my
but you've
original
got all
book
of them.
set.
Amazing.
Yeah, those, well, although they've probably been chewed through, unfortunately, at this point in the attic.
No.
But I know that they're there. I just had my dad bring over. I have the box, and I haven't actually read all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Chronicles of Narnia,
Mm-hmm.
because I think I mentioned before I on one of the Substack threads about are graphic novels a good thing or a bad thing, and
Mm-hmm.
like there was kind of some debate on that of like it's candy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but reading is reading. And then someone had said, well, like we read, and I think their kid was just slightly older than Camden, but like long chapter books, and so it's a long story over multiple days, more multiple nights. And so I decided to read The Lion, the Witch, and the
Mm.
Wardrobe with Camden
Mm-hmm.
because I remember reading that. Now, again, I was older when I read it than he is, but some of it was over his head. But
Yeah.
he got into it and he knew the
Yeah.
characters and he would ask, like, are we going to read the next chapter
Yay.
tonight? Um, and so I have I think it's 7 books total in that series.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I have my original box of that box set. And so The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is actually book 2. So now
Mm-hmm.
we need to go back and read book 1.
Yeah, what
But
is book one? Now I can't remember.
I don't remember the title.
Mm.
I might have only read because I looked at them and none of the none of the copies are worn at all except for Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So
Hmm.
I'm guessing that I probably did not read the other six
Yeah.
books in that series. So it'll be
There you go.
a new
Yes.
experience for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I
Very
guess
cool.
reading the tragedy stuff, I can kind of
Yeah,
remember.
or like, oh, what was that one author? The My Sister's Keeper was one of the books.
Oh, I
Now
don't know.
I can't remember her name, but she had a lot of
Yeah,
tragedy. Any Nicholas Sparks, like that was a little more love story, but one of them is
right.
dying.
Yeah.
Just
And the
a lot of that. It drew me in.
yeah, I don't remember because obviously I was older. You know, that would have when you were in your kind of early teens for that, I was like
Hmm.
post college. So I wasn't reading the same
Yeah, but
authors
I had
maybe, but
a best friend who was 2 years older than me, so it's fine.
well, yes, you're in. You're totally the mature kid hanging with the cool older kids.
Hmm.
See, now you're still the cool kid hanging with the
I
mature
know.
older
I know. Look at me.
mature in heavy quotations. Um, there's nothing mature about me other than my white hair. Yeah, which Camden also likes to point out.
Oh.
Mommy, you have white hair. I know. Thank you. I thank you. It's all around my temple. So
All
on
right.
that,
So anyway,
yeah,
speaking of being an old person, it
I
is now way
know.
past my bedtime.
What is the
And
actual time?
I
No one
can't even think about
knows.
it at this point. Tomorrow, everything will be reset. I'll be fully with it. I also woke up with 100-degree fever this morning, and then it just
Oh,
went away. So that was
that's not
random and weird.
okay.
And I know. But it's like I
Maybe
felt so normal the rest of the day. I kind of forgot. But yeah,
you're fighting
I think I
something.
am.
You're
Yeah, I do
fighting
kind of feel
daylight
that I
saving.
am.
You're fighting
That's
it.
it.
Your
That's it.
body. I read, well, I won't even say it. There was some terrible statistic about like all these terrible health problems that happen on the day of daylight saving. It's like it
Oh,
messes with us. Our
yeah.
circadian rhythm is
Yeah.
off and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
and ours
heart
was not helped
attacks
by
and
last night was a rough night for Vi. So I was up with her for like 3 hours, then Mitch was
oh,
up with her, and it was just,
yep,
and then
been there.
and I was, especially before even having a rough night, it was like, what time is she going to wake up? How are we going to do this, that? But
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
it's
I need to
always a
close with a
journey.
episode correction
Oh,
from way back when. I don't even remember the episode number, but it was talking about you remember the band Soul Decision that I brought
yes,
up,
I do.
the radio contest.
Hmm.
I incorrectly named
Oh no.
Greenfield High School as the winner.
Uh-oh.
They were not. It was Mount Vernon. So
Ooh,
Mount Vernon High
stuck it.
School won and they lost power uh for the concert that was the winning, the winning ticket.
Hmm.
Anyways, it came to me not too long ago. I go, oh no, I said Greenfield High School, and it was actually Mount
I thought it
Vernon.
was gonna be like someone, stopped you out in the wild and like, but you just
No, no one
thought,
stopped me.
no.
My mom might have actually said that. She might have reminded me. She's got such a good memory. Anyways, okay, summary of this episode. Read. It's never too late
It's
to start
never,
reading,
yes.
or get reading again,
Hmm.
or start reading if you haven't.
And if any of
Um,
these haphazard memories and reflections that we've shared today resonated, like I said, I'll link to this much
yes.
more in-depth and professionally written essay than I at least was capable of articulating on this sleepy little Sunday. But
Yeah.
it is, yeah, so
More books,
important.
less screens.
Hmm.
We should make a shirt. More
We
books,
should
less
we
screens.
should screen print it,
Oh,
or would we have to? We'll.
I don't know. I don't know how to do the vinyl. I have
Oh,
one of
I
those
do.
machines. I have a
Yeah.
Cameo, but
Oh.
I've never used it for like making
Mm. I
shirts
had
or
the little
those
mini
vinyl
Cricut,
decals.
but it broke.
Oh, well,
So
I use it for paper cutting because
nice.
the paper flower thing.
The paper. Oh yeah, the paper flower thing.
Yeah. the
Oh, you're so
thousands.
crafty. You're so
Well, you
crafty.
know, I should be reading more.
Do you quilt at all? Have you ever gotten into quilting, sewing? I have questions.
No, but
Okay.
my grandma Patty was like an expert quilter. She's got a
Oh,
quilt in this. There's like a quilt archive
mm,
history, and
mm-hmm.
she's on the register in Indiana. Like if you look up her
Cool.
name,
Cool.
Patricia Walters.
Okay.
It's a quilt that she dedicated to me.
Oh, Jordan. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
it's like preserved. There's a story behind it. So there's like some specific pattern thing that she, like
Mm,
a style that she used, not
mm-hmm.
pattern, a style, and it's like dedicated to my
Oh,
granddaughter,
oh, I love
Jordan.
that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. Sorry, my
Cool.
sister didn't get one.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Sorry, Jesse. Anyways, on that
Anyways,
on that
on that
note,
note, yes,
go
yes,
outside
yes.
even though it's chilly. Bring a book with you. It
It's
will
gonna
warm
warm
your
up this week
soul.
though.
It is going to warm up, but regardless of the temperature, you can go outside. You can read outside. Bring a book outside. Do something new. Sit on a bench, sit in a comfy chair with a blankie. Maybe reach down and touch the grass while you're doing that, while you're reading your book. There you go.
And I'm
As
not
Helen
yawning. I was
yawns.
like, I hope she keeps talking for a second because I'm gonna have a big
No,
yawn
I
here.
caught you mid
Podcast
yawn.
music is by Brian Spickelmeyer. Jordan Spickelmeyer does social media. I'm Helen Plevka-Jones and I edit the audio. Hooray! I don't know
Catch
what that was.
ya
Oh,
on
thank
the
you.
flippity.
I'm sitting there going, I'm forgetting something.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
forgetting something. I will catch you on the flippity flip.
Yes.